love of God, love of neighbor, love of country. When one goes out, all go out.
See, if you're pro-life, you're pro-America. If you're pro-death, you're anti-country and you're unbelievably unpatriotic.
The right to worship as we choose, these are God-given freedoms, not the contrivances of man.
Habemus Papam.
On August 28, 1774, in New York City, Elizabeth Ann Bailey was born to an Anglican family that was a respected part of colonial society. Her mother passed away when Elizabeth was 3, and her father remarried a year later, resulting in 5 half-siblings. Despite rejecting Elizabeth, her stepmother taught her prayers, with Psalm 23 being one that Elizabeth memorized and used for comfort through dark periods of loneliness. On January 25, 1794, Elizabeth married import-export merchant William McGee Seton, and together had 5 children. They often attended Trinity Episcopal Church with families such as the Hamiltons. After William's firm declared bankruptcy in 1801, the Setons lost their family home and possessions. Hoping to improve William's condition, the Setons sailed to Italy in 1803 to visit a friend. Unfortunately, William passed away, and Elizabeth faced the harsh reality of being a widow of 5 children at 29. However, the hospitality of the Felicki family in Livorno helped her encounter with Christ in his church. Once the Felickis introduced Elizabeth to Catholicism, she grew especially interested in sacred liturgy and the Eucharist's true presence. She started to pray the Memorare and attended Mass at the Church of St. Catherine of Siena, which to this day has a plaque stating that Elizabeth would come here, still as an Anglican, to adore Christ. Elizabeth returned to New York City in 1804. She surrendered to God and professed her Catholic faith on March 14, 1805, at St. Peter's Church in Lower Manhattan. 2 weeks later, she received First Communion from Bishop John Carroll, America's first bishop. Due to widespread anti-Catholicism, Elizabeth struggled founding a school. Fortunately, Father Louis William de Bourgh invited Elizabeth to Baltimore, Maryland, to begin a school for girls, with the hope that a congregation of religious women would lead it. On June 16, 1808, Elizabeth arrived and served as schoolmistress at a school which she formed with the Sulpician priests. On March 25, 1809, Elizabeth pronounced vows of obedience and chastity to Bishop John Carroll, who named her Mother Seton. That same year, and along with 6 candidates, Elizabeth moved to Emmitsburg and established the Sisters of Charity of St. Joseph's. There, she founded the first free Catholic school led by religious sisters in the United States. In 1810, she began St. Joseph's Academy, a boarding school, and later founded the first Catholic orphanage in Philadelphia in 1814. Every year until her death, Mother Seton was elected by the members of the Sisters of Charity to be their mother. With the help of her spiritual mentor, Father Simon Brute, she guided her sisters to embrace the traditions of St. Louise de Marillac and St. Vincent de Paul. As a result, 86 out of 98 candidates joined the Sisters of Charity. Mother Seton died from tuberculosis on January 4, 1821. On September 14, 1975, Pope Paul VI canonized Elizabeth Ann Seton as the first saint born in the United States. St. Elizabeth Ann Seton sanctified her life by serving all who crossed her path. From Italy to the U.S., Elizabeth adored the Lord in his church and now dwells in his home for eternity.